Get the crap out of here. Well, anyways, that is my little project so far. This has kind of been progress over time. I know I made progress because I made all this from scratch. All by myself. One of the civil liberties, I guess, of living in the city. I was lucky enough to have some space that was just grass. And the first year I moved here, it was just grass. And it was relatively new. No crazy that the guy that owned it didn't exactly put fertilizer in the lawn or anything. So it's pretty poor soil. So the first year, I ripped this all up. This is all grass. I mean, this stuff is dead. This is horrible. On this side, this is like dust. Awful. So the first year I put, oh my God, truckloads and truckloads of manure just on this, with the greenhouse here and a little bit farther that way, and then out here, and it was just one big little spot of grass, and I turned it over with a rototiller. As you can see, the soil quality is not great. There's some crappy Swiss chard. I mean, they're alive, but they look very sad. Very sad. And we had zucchini and squash in there. Had some corn in there in this one row. And I'm sure you could tell these are very anally spaced out. Took some. Okay, not some. I took a lot of what I've known growing up, gardening, and then, of course, who could forget Elliot Coleman? Man, that guy is fantastic. And then I bombarded myself with, all the no-dig, no-till. Gotta tell you, this was grass. It had to be tilled. Had to be. So I thought, until I tilled it, and the first year, and tomatoes and all kinds of stuff. That was the biggest problem, is the first year you go crazy and all kinds of plants. Things get out of control. And then after that year, you gotta cover it. You gotta put something on it. So this is new. I put this after this year, this tarp down here. So this is gonna be a new area to plant in. We're gonna definitely do no dig and compost right on top. And again, with the, everything standardized, 30-inch rows. I think it's like 8-inch path, 30-inch row, 8-inch path, 30-inch row, 8. So anyways, you could fit, and you know exactly how many rows you have, how many trays it takes to do each one. You can figure it all out. That's why you got stuff from smarter people than I. I am only a novice. That's another project. We're gonna get that cleaned up. That is definitely getting redone. And all this is all gonna get redone. The only reason it's not covered up like these here is because, well, I got some things in here that we can transplant later when the soil is a little bit better, and they'll come back to life, I hope. Celery, it's tough. It really is. This variety is very tough. And it doesn't help when you have crappy soil like this that can barely grow grass, grows tons of crabgrass and weeds, which is good. But over here, the no-dig is definitely going to be the way to go. Definitely going to be the way to go. So when I pull this up, I could probably pull it up right now, and you can take a look at it. I don't really want to, but Well, yeah, maybe we will. Okay, we will. We'll check down here where it's not going to get peeled up by the wind. Okay, oh, and tons of flowers. Oh my God, there's chamomile over here. There's some sage over there in the corner there. And then this was all zinnias. We had cut and come again all year long. Everything here was all cut, come again. I wish I had shown you people what I had done. But I had, oh my God, I had this all staked off. All these rows, I had them all staked off to do your tomatoes. I had it all caged in with the tomato cages, and they grow up. And then I actually had a superstructure over that, connecting it. The thing was, it was crazy. So in the greenhouse, tomatoes and cucumbers, and I'm gonna try some eggplant, aubergine, whatever you want to call it, right? On strings. I had great success in here. It wasn't until, this is December 29th. But as of a month ago, I had plants. This whole thing, all in here. I had a whole wall of plants. I'll show some videos of it, pictures. I've taken pictures of this whole time. That didn't work out. It was too cold. I made it. Took me like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. Maybe a little more, 20 minutes. Like almost an hour. Anyways, there's just a bunch of PEX tubing. Painted it black, held it down. This is just crap I had laying around. Had plastic on it. It probably really worked. It did work. It's just when it got too cold and the sun wasn't there, it froze. But the efficiency is terrible because it's just plastic and wood. And this crappy little OSB. Better if you put foam insulation, and then another layer of this greenhouse plastic. I'm sure it would be fantastic. And it's 100 feet of PEX tubing. It was a failed attempt. I had it where I had the solar panels out there. Came in. Oh. Solar panels, I had that hot water solar panel over there coming in, and I had it hooked up to a faucet valve down there. I didn't have this DC heating element like I have now with the I think it was like a 2 1/4 inch bulkhead fitting to fit a 1 inch NPT threads for a standard heating element like you would have in a hot water tank. And yeah, it's ghetto, but there it is. Doesn't leak. I had a pump on here, one of them on-demand pumps. I had, because it took a lot of pressure to push water through 100 feet of snarled up pipe in there, which I'll be repurposing that'll get used in here. But when I first started this endeavor, I didn't think I'd ever have a greenhouse. My grandfather has a greenhouse. He shuts it down in the wintertime. Yeah, I probably should have too. Probably should have shut this down. But there was no plastic on this last year. Last year this time, this was just, I think I had maybe the PVC pipe up in the frame, but I didn't have any plastic. Everyone told me, don't put plastic on until after the snow, and then put your plastic on because the snow load is gonna kill your greenhouse and all your hard work. I agreed, and I sat around most of that time last year, January, February, and I think I snapped around mid-February, March, and decided, well, let's throw the plastic on now. Yeah, we're most of the way through the winter, and everything was fine. And we got a couple of snowstorms, and this thing was loaded with snow. And most of it, you just come along and you pop it and it'll come down. And that was fine. It survived. This is still the same plastic. There's no leaks, there's no holes, everything's good. And then spring came, and everything's doing good. I had all these benches, all that side too, all this, and then I had a whole bunch of plants, strawberry plants down there. And I think I left this side because it's really just terrible soil. Like, even with amending it, like, it is awful. So first thing, make sure when you plant anything that you have homes for this stuff. Okay? This stuff, yeah, I should have transplanted this. Maybe we will. I don't know. I'm not doing it right now. Some Swiss chard. I planted, there's 2 different kinds. But I gave a whole bunch to my grandfather, and he's 85, and he's still going strong and gardening way better than I can. I'm at kind of an unfair disadvantage. He's been doing it longer than me. As other people, they have more experience, they just do better. I had new soil, it was bad soil, I amended it twice. This is the 3rd time. And so anyway, so these are leftover. I just threw them in here. Figured they'd die. They haven't died yet. All these things have not died yet. It was kind of the graveyard for these things, because it got cold out here. I had this thing making a little bit of heat, and then it froze, and then there was no heat, and I said the hell with it. Then I went with solar. I'm gonna get more panels, get this baby boiling. That'd be great. And then I'll make a series of barrels, one down there, I don't know, we'll figure it out, but make some sort of thermal battery here. And so when I did this greenhouse, I knew that we could definitely get into the geothermal. Okay, I'm pretty clever, so not toot my own horn, but I'm pretty clever. It's a mess in here, it really is. But anyway, so I had this idea, and it's not a new idea. None of these ideas are new. Nothing is new. Okay, it's just, I don't know, different pair of eyeballs on it, I guess. During the day, the heat is going to be up here at the top of the greenhouse, and it's going to suck in this heat, hopefully, and it does work. It's been working for a while. And then I dug a big trench. I dug all this dirt out, all the way down, a few feet, and it was like 3 feet or something. Probably not enough. Probably should have gone down like 8 feet, or 10 feet, or whatever. I could care less. Okay, it's a greenhouse. Everybody told me, don't do it. Don't waste your time. Save yourself the headache. It works. It works. And I hate when people tell me don't do something, as I'm sure everybody feels that way. Someone tells you to don't do something, well, you're about to become a habitual line stepper. Yep. So I guess I'm a habitual line stepper, and it's been working. Yeah, it's the winter time. The moisture level is a little high.